Mississippi's trusted weather experts. This is Mississippi Live Weather at 10.
Well, good evening and welcome to Mississippi Live Weather at 10. I hope all of y'all have had a fantastic weekend here in North Mississippi. I know we are getting ready for bed and getting ready for the start of the work week. So let's just get started with this broadcast so I can make sure y'all are informed for y'all's Monday morning. But enjoy the start of the work week. Enjoy your Monday. We're going to see highs pretty much in the low 70s, upper 60s. But from Monday and on, we're going to start seeing a warming trend, and it's definitely going to be above average. We've already talked about these above average trends that we've experienced this weekend, but it's going to get a little toastier as you continue into the work week. We can see that warming trend on its way. We've been experiencing these above average temperatures. We're going to continue experiencing them as we continue working into the work week. But by the end, we could see a potentially rainy weekend ahead. We've been talking about this cold front, a frontal system making its way towards our area by the end of Thursday, start of Friday. Each model run keeps kind of delaying that further and further, which is good, but then starts kind of interfering with any outdoor weekend plans. So we're going to continue tracking that out all week long, just like we have this past weekend. So make sure to continue to stay updated here so we can give you the very latest. But right now we are enjoying calm, clear conditions. It is 50 degrees right now outside of Crenshaw. Feels like 50 as well. Part of that, no wind affecting those temperatures. It is calm and it is clear. You can see some of those clouds in the background, but seeing mostly clear skies as we continue into the evening ahead, especially out there in Crenshaw. But let's take another look out here in Fulton. You can definitely tell people are getting ready for bed. Not many people out on the streets right now. Still 50 degrees, feels like 50 as well. Not very busy as we are getting ready for our Monday morning that is quickly approaching us here in North Mississippi. Same thing out here in Starkville, where I'll be driving back to later tonight, the beautiful Mississippi State campus. Different story, 59 degrees, but still feels like 59. So all those temperatures and feels like values matching up. That is a good story as we continue into the evening ahead. But temperatures across all of our regions still pretty much in the mid 50s across most of North Mississippi. We do see 63 out there in Belzona, 61 in Cleveland and Greenville, but for those out there in Corinth, 43, almost on the cusp of upper 30. So definitely a little bit chillier out there, but those are amazing temperatures as we wrap up our weekend here in North Mississippi. But the first 12 shows these calm, clear conditions on the front end. 50 degrees by 11 o'clock, cooling off to see mid 40s by 2. Then those rain chances start coming into our first 12. Eventually you'll see them in the next 24 as well. Notice 10%. Not all of us are going to see these rain chances. That's why it's only 10% of our entire viewing area will see those rain chances. So most of us are going to see these mostly clear conditions and eventually some cloud cover move in later for your Monday. But there are a select few of us that will see those rain chances as we go about our Monday. Don't worry, I'll be covering who that could be as we get ready for the work week. But for right now, none of us are experiencing these rain chances. It is very clear out here with our Mississippi Live weather radar showing that. A lot of green, but that is still just clear air mode. That radar just trying to pick up on anything that it can pick up across our viewing area. We are enjoying these beautiful conditions as we get ready for our Monday morning ahead. And what's responsible for that was a cold front moved its way through our area, allowing us to feel cooler temperatures today as compared to our Saturday. And that high pressure system up north over St. Louis pushing some of that continental cooler air to our area, which is why we felt cooler today than we did yesterday. That northerly flow allowing us to feel drier and cooler as we went about our Sunday here in North Mississippi. But let's talk about overnight and into your Monday. We're still seeing this northerly flow and mostly clear conditions, not many clouds across North Mississippi. But as we continue into the overnight hours, that cloud cover trying to build up just a little bit. And with that cloud cover comes some spotty, isolated rain chances. There's your 10% right there. Most of us here in North Mississippi, we're staying dry, but those in the southern delta are potentially seeing a soggy start to their Monday morning, especially with that cloud cover, those rain chances kind of buried in with them. That cloud cover is going to continue trying to build on just a little bit throughout our Monday, but still kind of mostly clear conditions where those rain chances aren't. So only a select few of us will see those rain chances as we go about our Monday. Still going to be a dry forecast. But here we go with the next 24. Still showing those 10% chances because not all of us are going to see those rain chances. 43 degrees by the time we wake up in the morning, warming on up towards mid 60s by lunchtime, seeing low 70s pretty much across North Mississippi as our highs tomorrow. So it will feel amazing. Kind of wish we had these conditions today rather than tomorrow, but still beautiful. Maybe peaking around 20% with some heavier showers, but still most of us are going to see dry conditions as we go about our Monday. And then still, even into the evening and on, those dry conditions are back for all of us here in North Mississippi, cooling on off to see mid 50s by 9 o'clock and definitely probably low 50s by that 10 o'clock broadcast time later on. But I want to make sure to give you an in-depth look on those rain chances, who all they might affect. We saw kind of the broadened sense of that right there, but going to be breaking down your Monday into your Tuesday as well as we get ready for the work week. All that's coming up right after the break.
Can I ask a few questions?
Yeah, sure.
Do you have any pets?
Yes, we have a dog, but she's little.
Do you have any unlocked guns around the house?
We do have a gun, but it's stored securely, locked in a safe that the kids can't access. Appreciate you asking.
Yeah, of course.
It's Friday night y estamos activos. Head out early. Drinks flowing to level.
No sé qué pasó. I didn't even drink that much.
Community is the way we find our strength and share our hope. It's the way dinner on the table brings a family closer together. It's the way we make sure his first chapter book is the first step on his path to greatness. It's the way we rally in hard times and rise back up stronger than ever. United is the way we come together so everyone can thrive. Join us at unitedway.org.
Right now, from the Room to Room Weather Center, here's meteorologist Caleb Edelblut.
Well, thanks for sticking here with us at Mississippi Live Weather at 10. Taking a live look out here in Cleveland, 61 degrees, feels like 61. Beautiful skyline out there, those calm, clear conditions above. Anything you want to do before this weekend is over, you are good to go, especially if they are outdoors. 7-mile-per-hour winds coming out of the northeast as well. Those northerly wind directions allowing us to feel cooler rather than what we felt earlier this weekend. Same thing out here in West Point, 49 degrees, already in the upper 40s, feels like 49 as well, not much of a wind factor. You can kind of see some of those thin wispy clouds up top, but still seeing mostly clear conditions as we continue into the evening ahead. And that day planner explains it perfectly. Mostly clear conditions pretty much all night tonight, starting off around 50 degrees by 11 o'clock, cooling on off and seeing low 40s by the time we are waking up tomorrow. So definitely much cooler than what we woke up to today for our Sunday. But Futurecast still showing those mostly clear conditions and that northerly wind. Remember, I keep talking about this. There's going to be a reason by the time I get towards the end of the broadcast. That's what's allowed us to feel cooler towards the back half of our weekend and what's going to allow us to continue feeling cooler as we go into our Monday. But Futurecast still showing some of that cloud cover kind of persisting throughout the rest of our night, especially by midnight, still seeing those mostly clear conditions. But some of that cloud cover starting to bring some rain chances towards the southern portions of the Delta. Notice, it's only right here. That's the only rain chances that we can see on Futurecast. Everyone else, we're staying dry. So that's why we see those 10%, maybe even 20% by the afternoon hours. Most of us continue to stay dry, especially for those out there in Belzona. Could see a soggy start to your day, even in Stonewall, Mississippi as well. Could be a potentially soggy start to the day. But low temperatures for your Monday, pretty much going to be in low 40s. You could see almost upper 30s out there in Corinth, coming in around 40. But for those out in the Delta, 55 in Greenwood, 58 in Belzona and Greenville. So definitely still across the spectrum, all across North Mississippi, but a beautiful start to the work week here in North Mississippi. But got to put in that school day graphic now that it is Sunday night. You could argue that 10% could be occurring at drop-off if you're in the southern portions of the Delta, but since most of us are staying dry, we're going to see mostly clear conditions pretty much all day long and drier conditions, but also partly cloudy skies kind of moving in on the back half of the day. But starting off with temperatures around 44 degrees by drop-off, working our way up towards the upper 60s, possibly low 70s for some as you continue throughout your Monday ahead here in North Mississippi. But coming back to Futurecast, there we go with Belzona and Stonewall, maybe seeing some of those soggy conditions as you walk out of the door tomorrow. And those rain conditions kind of matching with that cloud cover as well. Those cloudier conditions could start seeing some rainy conditions. For those seeing clearer skies, not really going to see many rain chances as you go about your day. That's going to stay pretty consistent as well. That cloud cover moving on in, clearing on up on the eastern side of our viewing area. Those rain chances out in the Delta kind of moving along the Mississippi River as well. By lunchtime, can still see some of that clipping Clarksdale along the Mississippi River, but most of those rain chances are out west in Arkansas. But that trend continuing into your afternoon as well, maybe affecting those in DeSoto, Tunica, Tate County as well, especially by 3:30 in your afternoon as we continue into your Monday. But by the time we reach those evening hours, we are starting to see drier conditions and also clearer conditions. That cloud cover starting to move on out, very thin and wispy in nature as you go about your Monday. But high temperatures, cooler than what they were today. Beautiful conditions, just hate that it's affecting us on our Monday. Not really affecting us, we're enjoying them, but still upper 60s along the Tennessee-Mississippi state line, 67 in Senatobia and Holly Springs, but for the southern portions of the Delta where y'all will enjoy the rain, 77 out there in Belzona, 78 in Greenville, 72 and 73 in Starkville and Columbus and the Golden Triangle region as well. But those heat and seas keeping us right there with those actual temperatures, maybe cooling a few of us off just a degree or two, and that's due to that northerly wind allowing us to not only enjoy these cool temperatures, but, well, I say cool, still above average, but make us feel a little bit cooler than what those temperatures are reading. That's a great story for our Monday, but it's going to be pretty much flipped and opposite for your Tuesday. I'm going to be explaining that in just a second, but let's track out your Monday evening into your Tuesday. Not much is going on in the evening. We can track this out pretty much all night long, seeing that cloud cover kind of move on in and out. But also, by the time we wake up Tuesday, we see that blanket of cloud cover encompassing all of North Mississippi. Will be a cloudy start to the day across our entire viewing area. This is at 8:30 for your Tuesday, but notice there's southerly wind direction now. You won't really see it with the cloud cover, but once that clears on out by the evening, there we go. Wind's coming out of the south yet again. And what that means is we're going to feel warmer outside, and that is going to affect our high temperatures. But notice not much in rainfall occurring all across North Mississippi. It will be a dry day. Just going to be talking about that southerly motion, and that's what's going to make us feel even warmer as we go about our Tuesday. Those rain changes kind of waiting until Wednesday, maybe affecting those in the early AM hours along the Tennessee-Mississippi state line. But I talked about that wind direction, that change in wind direction. That's going to make us feel a little bit warmer outside. We're talking low 80s all across North Mississippi. I mean, mid-November, this is nowhere where we want to be. This is the definition of above average temperatures. The only condition you can say are doing fairly all right, 73 out there in Red Bay, 75 Iuka and Hamilton as well, but even that is still above average. So for all of us experiencing those low 80s, going to be a toasty day. And with those heat and seas, maybe even elevating us just a little bit because of that southerly motion, bringing in all that moisture from the Gulf, making us feel a little bit humid and muggier than what those temperatures are reading. Thankfully, nowhere near that summertime mugginess because we are definitely in fall and closer towards winter, but definitely a different forecast for your Tuesday as compared to your Monday. And the 7-day forecast shows that perfectly. We see highs for 70 for your Monday, but jumping almost 10 degrees for your Tuesday. Definitely noticeably warmer, but still keeping those dry conditions across most of North Mississippi. Those rain chances, however, will start to pick up for your Wednesday and Thursday around 20%, but the main story is Friday and on. 40% for your Friday, still a little bit lower than what we saw yesterday, and that's because all these model runs keep pushing this frontal system further and further behind, which is nice to see for any Friday plans, especially football plans, but then it starts affecting any weekend outdoor plans as well. Definitely not a good thing to see, but 40% for your Saturday, 50% for your Sunday as well, seeing more stormy conditions by then. But of course, this is still 7 days out. We've already seen how much the models have changed throughout this entire weekend. Just imagine as we continue throughout the work week, but they will start to get more and more consistent as we get closer towards Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. So definitely want to make sure to continue to stay updated here at Mississippi Live Weather as we'll continue to keep y'all updated with those model runs. But no better way to do that than with our app. Here's the QR code for both iOS and Android. We appreciate all the support you've given us. We want to make sure that app is still top notch, especially once we get towards situations like these stormy conditions. Want to make sure that is working as good as it can for y'all, sending out those notifications and making sure y'all are all well informed by the time it gets here. But of course, we are now done with the weekend, which means we are back towards that normal broadcast schedule, 6:30, 7, and 7:30 in the morning with our morning meteorologist, Maggie McCauley. She is ready to get up and at 'em early to make sure y'all are informed and ready for y'all's Monday. And then our chief meteorologist, Matt Laubon, and meteorologist Gabe Maynard will be here for your evenings at 5, 6, and 10. I know they are ready to be back here in the studio after having a great weekend with y'all out in North Mississippi. But I've had another fantastic weekend with y'all. I hope y'all have a fantastic work week ahead, and we'll see y'all back here in the Room to Room Weather Center tomorrow.
The bravest thing that my dad has done has been going back to school.
It wasn't when he first enlisted, it was when he found his first support group.
The bravest thing she did is when she asked for help.
I'm your retirement fear, but don't be scared. You're still in pre-tirement.
Does that mean I have more time to plan?
Precisely. This is pretirement.org.
This isn't scary. I'm doing it.